Hey guys, welcome to Flyer C. Joe's Workshop. Need to start off before you guys start getting on here of rebuttals from yesterday. One of the things that I called breather material is actually called peel ply. It is just this thin mylar plastic with little tiny holes in it. So if you guys can see that, that's one of the first rebuttals. The peel ply is what I put in between the foam and the wood, so in case it blows through, it won't stick. And I only do it over top of the fiberglass spars. Then the other one is breather. We were just in a real hurry and I kept messing up on what I was calling breather and peel ply. So then one of the other questions that was brought up was, what was my time on the epoxy? Now, time on the epoxy, I went to my data sheets. I always keep a book with product information for paint, things like that. It's something you should always keep on hand. So I've always said that I need to get everything wetted out and in the bag in under an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. Now, that's also dependent upon temperature. You need to watch your room's temperature, your time, and you also don't want to mix too much at a time. So you'll notice that I only do 3 to 4 pumps even though I was using 8. The more you put into the cup, the faster it's going to flash, your pot life's going to drop down. So you want to do it as minimal as you need. So I always, if it's the first time we've done a wing, I'll do 3 and then I'll do 2. I do not like to put too much in the cup at one time because that's going to change your working time. Now, the 105 West Systems 105 with the 206 hardener, we have actually got a couple of different things here to remember. Now, working time thin film is 90 to 110 minutes, but your pot life is 20 to 25 minutes, and that's what we talk about, not making too much. What it is when there's a whole bunch, it's wanting to flash. So remember that you have 2 different numbers there. Lots of guys think, oh, if I wet it out, I have to have it done in 25 minutes. Yeah, that is optimal, but your actual thin film working time is 90 to 110 minutes. Your solid cure time is 10 to 15 hours. Now, your full cure strength time is 1 to 4 days. That's the reason when we pull this out tonight, I will pull the tape off, we will sand the edges down, and that's it. So remember, don't start chopping the ailerons off and things like that for at least a full day. So there's some answers on those things. Oh, you also need to make sure that the minimum temperature in your room, you can't go below 60 degrees. If you hold it at 60 degrees, it's going to give you a longer working time, longer pot time. That's the reason I like to set my room in between 61 to 70 degrees. Even during the summertime, I'll chill the room down as much as possible and get it there because it's going to give me a better bond. Now also, do not let the temperature in your room when you're bagging get below 61 degrees throughout the entire curing process. So with that said, let's get to unbagging here.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, Steve. So
say hi so we know who's on.
we're gonna just start out here. So all we did is unplug the pump. We're gonna just pull off these back bars. Now, the other question that I've always asked myself is, how many pulls out of a bag? How many times until it's just worn out? Well, at first when I started buying the bagging system, I didn't know. Well, I think I've kind of found the cycle life on this bag. And it's approximately 15 things have been pulled out of this bag. and it's just starting to not seal as good as it should. So it's pretty much done. Super inexpensive material. Well, relatively inexpensive. So, some of the things that happened when we were rushing that I didn't show very well. Is the felt, sorry, let me just finish this. Was the felt breather is only on the top of the foam. Nothing was underneath. Now, the reason is because if you have a bunch up, you could actually warp the foam. So make sure you don't put anything underneath it. Now, you also notice that you're going to get this to stick. This one's coming off really well. Anything right here that it's sticking over the edges, it's going to stick. And so when you're peeling this back, be careful that you don't break your balsa. We did really, really well to not get it pushed up in there too much. We didn't have too much resin oozing out. So be careful on that your first couple of times. You're going to notice that there's little chunks of balsa stuck everywhere on here. It's just breather. Doesn't really matter. So we are going to stick. That's the reason you want that peel ply, is because see, it doesn't stick at all. Now back here it's stuck.
Hi, Tanner Pennington.
Hey, Tanner. So we did a rebuttal on a few little things that I misquoted on. Please make sure to go back and look at the beginning of this. It'll show you what I messed up on. Now, you got your peel ply here. See how we're stuck on the back just right there? That is absolutely beautiful. The peel ply has really been a big key for me. And, you know, I just keep reusing it. As long as there's not too much glue, you'll see it that's oozed up through and then it spreads down over the top. But these ones have done very, very well. So you'll notice that we're all taped off still. We've got the overhangs sitting on there. You're going to notice these over. Oh, here's a spot that blew through a knot. And you'll see it down through the spark. This one's done very well. We'll see what happens when we flip it over. So I will just lightly strip this. And you're going to feel the woods, I wouldn't say damp, but soft feeling, because that epoxy, until it's 1 to 4 days fully cured, is still very, very soft. Also, be careful when you're peeling your tape, because the glue has a tendency, if you don't pre-glue, to kick up through and hit the tape. So when you're peeling, try to always do a 45 pull on your tape. If you pull straight down and pull fast, you can actually rip a chunk of balsa out. So be careful with that. So we're going to go ahead and just flip this wing over, and I'll come back and do this in a little bit here. But I want to get these edges off.
Everybody enjoying their day?
Hopefully everybody got to go out and fly today. Weather was beautiful, finally.
So I looked this morning, we're up to like 85 likes on our Facebook page. So we're getting closer to our little giveaway.
So, you guys are really good luck. I've never had wing tubes slide off of
There's one little
stuff.
stick.
Yeah,
There.
and you get big chunks stuck there. What you can do is you can use a thin, if this ever happens to you, you can lift it up and get a thin rule, and I go underneath there and literally chop underneath is how I'll get those to pop off. So if it ever sticks, don't freak out, don't break your shuck, because you're still going to need the shuck for these next couple of steps.
Awesome, Tanner. Tanner got to finish his new trailer today.
Awesome. Trailers will spoil you. Yeah. So I keep going a little bigger every couple of years. I think I went as big as I need to this year, though.
You think?
Yeah. I don't know. I think the next trailer is a full-on semi, but if we ever go to Joe Knoll, I'm taking a full-on semi of airplanes. So
yeah, right.
These turned out beautiful. You guys are awesome luck. Thank you very much for watching, because these are beautiful.
Here,
So
some close-ups here of your edges.
show the egging to get the servo bins.
Okay.
So,
All right, who else is on? Everybody, come on, say hi. This is our last little chat before the week gets crazy. A 7x12 with 6 foot 6 inches tall with a ramp. Yeah, we want to see pictures.
for sure. So, have you also seen what the guys do in South Dakota with the ramp that goes up?
Hi, Linda.
Hey, Linda.
Should we show them your back door in your trailer?
Sure. So, if you... Well,
Is it open?
Yeah.
The door?
Yeah, we'll just go that way.
Finish your wing. We'll show you guys Joe's trailer. The back door.
So,
It's pretty cool.
it came from Pete Rosa.
The idea.
The idea came from Pete Rosa and Terry and the whole FBI group. They take the ramp door and flip it over and put hinges on the top. And so when you get to the place, it flies up and becomes an awning. So, yeah, it's awesome. So I finally found somebody, Double R Trailers in Boise, that built mine for me. I absolutely love it. Okay.
Linda, I saw all your cheese. I didn't dare tell Joe.
Yeah, no.
She did another smoker full of cheese.
So, as you guys can see, these are really pretty right out of the bag. Now the coring, because I kept the pressure low, I can lightly feel it. Now, as long as you use an 80 grit and a long bar like we talked about, you're going to be able to sand on these just lightly, and you won't even be able to see or feel that hole. I have done it.
Turn the lights off. You want me to?
You're going to need to shut the door halfway or else I'm not going to be able to see.
Okay. Hang on, guys.
So it needs to be super dark when you do this, guys. So just a really bright light. You're going to be able to see where these servo boxes are. And I come through. Ugh. I can't see that one. Guys, I accidentally forgot to plug in my light last night. And I can see where it's at, but it's dying, so I really don't want to jeopardize that. So we'll do it again. So,
But he found the one.
yeah. So then all you're going to do is take a super sharp razor blade and you're going to cut down into that box. This razor blade's about to its dead. So I just did a huge mistake, guys. Massive mistake. I just cut the box out from the top of the wing. See where the foam is? So make sure.
So the next video, patching the top of a wing.
Yep. So I will be cutting out a splice. Now I should have noticed that really quickly because these are all on a 45. There's nothing down here with a 45. Down here, you're going to notice that there's 45s here, and then there's 45s over here. That's how I always know that this is the bottom of the wing. So I will do a routering trick and show you guys how to fix it. It's really, oh, it's maddening as clams, but it's whatever. I mean,
Doable.
It's doable. You'll never notice it once it's done. So no big deal. And that is also why that was not shining through. Even though my light was dying, yes, it is halfway dead. Like I said, I forgot to plug it in. When you're trying to shine through the wood, through the foam, it spreads out the light. I should have caught that. I bet you even with a dead light. Just watch. Just hold still.
I am. We are.
Even with a dead light, look, there's that box. Yeah, even with a dead light, you should be able to see right where that box is. Oops, I've got tape on there. And there's the
And
light.
there goes the light. I was like, we can't see it very good.
Making sure to plug the light back in. So, oops. So, let me kind of go through what I'm going to do.
We'll take pictures along the way.
Yeah, we're going to do pictures along the way on how we're going to fix this. So, what you're going to do, you're going to take your Dremel and your vacuum attachment, and you're going to set this to just barely less than a 16th. Or a little bit thicker. What I can actually do is router out a nice piece here, just set a piece of sheeting on here, mark it out, take a razor blade, cut down along the edges, chip out just a little tiny bit, then take the vacuum and set this at like 3/16 or a 1/16 deep. Then all you're going to do is you're going to stick this down in there, and you're going to hog out a little section. You're going to put the new piece in there with a little bit of epoxy. You're going to just set a weight on it, and then you're going to come back and sand it right back off. So, oopsie oopsie. So, one last quick thing. Go ahead and plug in if you want.
I'm in there for just a minute. Sorry, guys. I gotta plug in for a minute.
We need to talk about fuel systems. Now, I'm going to show you all the ones that I pulled down airplanes that I've gotten, and show you guys some flaws that happens. So, zip ties, big no-no. What will happen?
Sorry, guys. We're back.
So, something that guys do is they'll run a zip tie. Now remember something, that the zip tie, as it makes the circle, has a pinch point, okay? And what happens is you will get an air leak in there. It's not a good thing. So what we do, like all these have zip ties. Those zip ties will cause you leaks. This one had a little tiny filter on it. Even though it has a nice little O-ring, it will cause an air leak. That's the reason this is out of that airplane. All we do is we take one big key too. Never use a pair of dikes on Tygon. This is actually now fractured. This tip came from Steve Rains years and years ago. Never cut Tygon with dikes. It is actually breaking it. So you need to use a sharp razor blade or get yourself a cool little hosing cutter. So when you use the hose cutter, it's a much cleaner. Do yourself a favor and actually try this. It's a different experiment. But the dikes will actually fracture and you will get air leaks through that. If you use a sharp razor, it won't fracture it. So
yeah, Linda, we kind of got booted off for just a second because we kept the door shut. We have to have the door open on the shop to get service. So sorry about that. We opened it back up. Hopefully it should stop being interrupted.
So make sure to get a sharp razor blade or a tubing cutter. Now, what we do is we take a little 1/4-inch piece of fuel tubing here, right off the old one. Now, we take a small pair of dikes, needle nose, and we open that up. You're just going to put that right on there. Now, we go down about 3/16 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch. Now, when you put this all together, it is nice and tight, it is sealed, and it will not cause a leak. Yeah, it's zip ties bad, this good. So
we'll do a fuel one again too when we install
when
the motor.
Install the fuel system, we will do a full-on video. So I will go open up the other shop.
Open up the big door.
Yeah, you want to go through that way and walk in the back.
Okay. Hang on, guys. We're going for a field trip. We have doors. You guys get to see Snoopy. Look, there's our Snoopy. It is Subway. Funnest plane ever.
So
okay,
this
the door.
came from those guys from Pete Rosa. Absolutely love the instant awning on this. So it's a ramp door that they made out of aluminum. So that when you get there, you're done.
You don't trip.
Yeah, nothing to hit your head on. when it's nighttime and you got the lights, it really lights up this back area for you. It's awesome. So, I'll show a picture in the back of the trailer if you want.
Yeah.
So, this is something that's the new trailer. So, there's Sally. She's the 54%, the old Edge.
Up in the nose.
The old Cap. Gemma, the Edge 540 version 1. And TOC models, 40% M12 with a DLE 222. I really like this old airplane. So, thanks guys. Hopefully we answered some questions. And we'll router some stuff out and send you guys some pictures of that. And, oops. Hey, it happens. So, yep.
Now
thanks
you get to
guys.
see how to fix it.
Yeah.
All right, everybody have a good night.
Thanks.